What up? What's poppin'? In today's video, we are tackling a highly influential anime among fans, Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was an original anime series produced by Sunrise. The name often is explained as a nod to its stylish blend of space western, hence cowboy, and jazz, bebop. We'll get into the history of this show a little later, but before we get any further, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss any updates. Now without further ado, let's get it. Cowboy Bebop first aired in Japan on TV Tokyo on April 3rd, 1998. However, due to network restrictions, only part of the series was initially shown. It wasn't until it was broadcast on the Wow Wow satellite channel on October 24th, 1998 to April 24th, 1999, that the entire anime was finally aired. The show quickly became a critical and commercial success, praised for its genre-blending narrative, stunning visuals, and an iconic jazz-inspired soundtrack composed by Yoko Kanno. Unlike many anime that adapted source material from manga, Cowboy Bebop was conceived as a completely original project led by director Shinichiro Watanabe. This creative freedom allowed the team to craft a unique style that balanced noir, western, sci-fi, and comedic elements, something rarely seen in anime at the time. Far from being considered non-canon or controversial, Cowboy Bebop is often hailed as a masterpiece that broadened the appeal of anime worldwide. It also enjoyed a shorter run compared to many long-running shonen series, clocking in at just 26 episodes. So, let's get into the story. Spike Spiegel is a relaxed bounty hunter who travels around the solar system on a ship called the Bebop. He teams up with Jet Black, a former officer of the Inter-Solar System Police, aka the ISSP, who quits his job under secretive circumstances. They chase bounties for cash, but they rarely make big profits and often end up with lots of chaos. Their first mission takes them to the Tijuana asteroid colony to catch a dangerous man named Asimov Solensen. He has stolen a powerful combat drug called Bloody Eye and is on the run with his girlfriend Katarina. When Spike and Jet catch up to him, Asimov tries to flee a police blockade while high on the drug. In the end, Katarina stops him by shooting him, and Spike watches sadly from his own ship as the police step in. This messy job shows how Spike and Jet's lives work. They go from one crisis to another, always looking for the next bounty, and always haunted by their past. Soon after, they follow another bounty to Mars. A thief named Abdul Hakim has taken a lab animal, which turns out to be a super smart Welsh corgi named Ein. During a wild chase, Spike and Hakim both try to catch the dog, while a group of scientists who performed illegal tests on Ein also show up. Everything ends in a heap of crashes, leaving Ein in the Bebop crew's care. Spike thinks the dog is useless, but Jet sees something special in Ein, so the corgi joins the team. Later, a stop at a space station casino leads them to Faye Valentine, a confident gambler with great pilot and shooting skills and a lot of debt. Spike accidentally gets involved with smugglers when a poker chip he wins has hidden data. Though Faye is technically a bounty herself, she keeps slipping away. She ends up captured by Spike and Jet, but escapes again. They then lose a smaller ship in the process and make no money from her capture. Before long, Faye runs into more trouble. She finds a strange suitcase on an abandoned ship and also crosses paths with Twinkle Maria Murdoch, leader of the eco-terrorist group, the Space Warriors. They threaten entire colonies using a virus called Monkey Business, which can turn humans into apes. The group blackmails Ganymede's government into letting Murdoch go, but then breaks the deal by launching the virus anyways. Spike and Faye destroy most of the virus-carrying missiles, and Ganymede traps the last one in hyperspace. However, a canister explodes near Twinkle, turning her and her sons into monkeys. With no reward to earn, Faye, who is broke, decides to stick with the Bebop. After she joins, Spike's hidden past begins to show. He meets Vicious, a powerful member of the Red Dragon crime syndicate and once Spike's close friend. Their meeting in a cathedral almost gets Spike killed. Faye also finds herself in danger when she stumbles upon the syndicate's dealings, so Spike risks his life to save her. He suffers injuries and dreams about a woman named Julia, who seems to be an important figure from his past. As he recovers on board the Bebop, he does not tell Faye or Jet much about his history. Skipping ahead, life on the Bebop is never calm. The crew often runs low on food and money, taking any bounty they can find. Jet uses a careful, fatherly method, while Faye is impulsive and Spike fights with a casual martial arts style. Ein roams around quietly, showing surprising smarts, and one strange job sends Spike after a child who stopped aging due to a hyperspace accident. This boy lives off a special stone that keeps him young. Spike frees him from this cursed existence with a single gunshot. Whenever times are tough, the crew moves on to the next frontier or asteroid outpost. Over time, Faye gets used to being part of the team, though she pretends not to care about anyone. Spike nearly loses his life again to a mad assassin named Mad Piero, who was created in twisted lab experiments. Laughing and childlike, Piero nearly finishes Spike off, but his mind snaps and Spike barely escapes. The crew grows again when a wild teenage hacker named Radical Edward forces her way into their lives. Ed helps solve the mystery of images carved onto Earth's surface by a lonely satellite AI. This leads the government to drop the bounty, but Ed sticks around, whether the others like it or not. Her hacking skills soon become a huge help to the team. Spike isn't the only one keeping secrets, however. Jet also carries some baggage. A visit to Ganymede shows how he lost his arm and why he left the ISSP. He meets his old girlfriend, who had vanished without telling him why. She finally admits she felt trapped by his protective nature, and Jet sadly accepts it. He throws away a broken pocket watch she left him, choosing to finally move on from his past. Skipping ahead, sometimes the Bebop's biggest threats are found right on board. An odd creature attacks them, a mutated blob from a spoiled lobster Spike forgot in a fridge. It bites crew members and nearly poisons Spike before he blasted into space. Faye vanishes soon after, following clues about her forgotten past, and she had been cryogenically frozen for decades after a bad accident, waking up in the future with no memory and huge debts. While Faye searches for answers, Spike hunts rumors about Julia. Their paths cross on the cold moon, Callisto. There, Faye meets Gren, another former soldier with ties to Vicious. Betrayals start to pile up, and it ends in tragedy for Gren, leaving Spike and Faye back on the Bebop with deeper wounds. As more bounties await, like Chessmaster Hex, an old genius bent on getting revenge on the Astral Gate Company, the crew finds him, and he has lost his mind to his old age and barely remembers his grand plan. Feeling sorry for him, the crew leaves him to spend his last days happily playing a never-ending chess match with Ed. After this, Faye's history resurfaces once again. She learns that she was a victim of a con artist who helped rack up even bigger medical bills after she woke up from her cryosleep. Though hurt again, she returns to the Bebop because she has nowhere else to go. Meanwhile, Jet faces an old enemy, Uday Taksim, the criminal who cost Jet his arm. Jet teams up with his former partner Fad, only to find out that Fad was behind the shooting. Jet is forced to kill him, closing that dark chapter for good. Ed and Ein then go on a silly mission to catch a mushroom smuggler named Domino Walker, which ends with them finding only common shiitake mushrooms, not the high-value ones they were hoping for. Later on, when a mysterious Betamax tape arrives, Spike and Jet watch it to find a recording of teenage Faye. She looks hopeful and full of life, but Faye, who barely remembers that time, feels even more lost seeing her past self. The crew then slowly starts to fall apart. Faye follows her hazy memories to Earth, searching for the ruins of her old home. Ed visits the orphanage where she grew up. Her father, Apple Deli, appears to care about her, but leaves again to track meteors. Ed, feeling she no longer belongs on the ship, decides to leave the Bebop. Ein goes with her, leaving Spike, Jet, and Faye alone in a ship filled with memories and regrets. Meanwhile, the Red Dragon Syndicate erupts in chaos. Vicious tries to take over, but is caught and sentenced to die. Anyone tied to him is marked for death, including Spike. While digging for answers, Spike learns from Faye that Julia is alive, but in danger. Julia has been forced by Vicious to kill Spike or be killed herself. At a cemetery, Julia admits she ran away instead of betraying him. They try to flee together, but assassins catch up and Julia is fatally shot. She dies in Spike's arms, telling him to keep living, though Spike is heartbroken. Grieving Julia, Spike goes back to the Bebop to say goodbye. He shares a quiet meal with Jet, and Faye tries to stop him from risking his life and going after Vicious. But Spike doesn't listen. In one final stand, he storms the Red Dragon's base, battling waves of enemies. An ally named Shin helps him, but is unfortunately killed. Finally, Spike confronts Vicious at the top floor. They wound each other badly, but Spike manages one last shot and kills Vicious. As he walks away, he faces the remaining gang members and makes the iconic moment of making his hand into a gun shape and whispers bang, then collapses. And that is how the story of Cowboy Bebop ends, full of lost dreams, broken loyalties, and tiny sparks of hope. Their struggles on the Bebop show that sometimes you can't escape your past no matter how hard you try. But even in their darkest moments, Spike, Jet, Faye, Ed, and even Ein form a kind of family, bound by fate and the lonely silence of space. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, click the hell out of that bell button, and if you haven't already, share this with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Until next time, peace.